Hello! So in this video I'm going to show you a few hairstyles to wear with vintage and vintage inspired hats. When I first got into vintage, hats were sort of the first thing that I would buy at antique shops or thrift stores or stuff like that because it's kind of an easy accessory to get into and they're not super expensive usually and you can collect a lot of them quickly. I have amassed a rather large collection. So I hope you enjoy this video. Let's get started. Okay, so as you can see, today I have opted to do a hot roller set. And as usual, I have done my side part and I've rolled down from the part on either side and then down behind the part in the back. And on the top, instead of the clamshells that the hot rollers come with, I like to use these little pins. You can buy them at Sally Beauty in like 3 sizes. And they keep you from having that dent where the little clamshells are. So, you know, these are fine to use on the bottom, but on the top of your hair, it's better to use these where, you know, it's visible so you don't get that visible dent there. So anyway, I'm just going to pull all these out and then we will do our first style. Okay, so I've taken out all my hot rollers, and I should have mentioned you obviously have to let them cool for a good long while before you take them out. I went ahead and rolled mine before I did my makeup. I did my makeup, let them cool, and then took them out. So now I'm just going to break up the curl a little bit with my fingers. I'm going to be gentle because it's still a heated set and it still doesn't have as much durability as a wet set. And I used a heat tamer curl spray to protect my hair from the heat a little bit. Even though hot rollers aren't quite as damaging as a curling iron, I still like to use that just to keep my hair from getting too dried out or anything like that. So we've gotten the curl broken up. So now we're just gonna gently brush the crown, and I'm using a little bristle brush to kind of smooth it out. And I'm not brushing all the way down into the curls, I'm just brushing the top smooth at the moment. And that's just because I want to have a nice smooth place to put my hat. I'm going to smooth my bangs out just a little, kind of smooth them together. The heat spray can kind of make it a little crunchy, so you want to brush that out if you've used a lot of it, which I tend to. Okay, so now that I've got my crown smooth, I can kind of shape my curls how I want them to be. And you could leave them kind of messy. It's kind of a cute look actually. Just make sure if there are any crunchy ones, you kind of brush through those a little bit. You can pull them out and brush them individually and then kind of place them back where they were. Kind of arrange your bangs how you want them to be. And you've got just a nice flat place to put your hat. So the first hat that I'm going to show you is a pillbox. And I have a leopard print pillbox. It's vintage. It's one of my favorites. And it has a little comb on the inside that you can use to kind of push that into your hair to help secure it. And I like to put it sort of right behind where my bangs go. And then you can kind of push your hair up around it. You want to wear it like that. Or you could put it a little farther back on your head, which is also kind of cute. This particular one slants downward because it's thinner at the back. And you could secure it with a couple of bobby pins in the back. You could also take this bang section, oops, and you could do a little tease. And form a little curl. I wore this hat with this hairstyle for my birthday. I think it's fun. It's a little bit 60s to go with the pillbox with all the volume and everything, especially when your hair is this length and you have it kind of turned up. Or if you really want to have it turned up, you can go ahead and brush through your curls just gently. And I'm brushing down and letting the curls curl in an upward direction. And you can even brush them up against your hand. And after I've gotten them all going the same way, you could wear it like this. I'm gonna break them apart a little bit. You want to be careful that it doesn't wind up looking too 70s. Unless you're going for that, in which case, great. So if you were actually going to wear this, you would of course want to stick some bobby pins in it and give it a spray. But since I'm going to be changing hairstyles, I'm just going to leave it like that. So, this is also really kind of nice 60s. Kind of Jackie O flipped up sort of look. So that's that one. So the next style that I want to show you is a little bit more 50s. So I'm going to brush my hair under. So that the curl is curling down and under. You can just brush it under like this. Or brush it around your hand. And this front section, I'm going to pull out and really take a little more time with. And I want to kind of put my bangs into it too. So I'm forming a wave over my eye. And once you've gotten that formed, you can actually take a bobby pin and stick it in there to secure that. And you could go ahead and give that a little bit of a spray. Just to make sure you hold that in place. And Then you can form the rest into a roll like that. If you like that's kind of more smooth, and you can play with this and get it to form the same kind of very smooth roll. Or you can separate it out a little and do a little curl. Or a couple little curls like that. You know me, I just love pin curls. And then on this side, it can be really nice. Take that section and twist it. And I always forget to get out my combs for some reason. Okay. Take one of your combs, stick that in there. And then kind of shape that, smooth it out. Just like that. And I would secure these with pins and give them a spray. You could spray this side too. And then this can be good for a saucer hat. You can tilt it, put it for like that, or a little fascinator with a veil. Some bows on this one. I've seen them with flowers, all different kinds of things. You could wear it like that. And then another good style to wear with hats is one that I don't do very much because I'm just not usually a fan of a center part, but it can look really cute. So you just want to take your hair and sweep it back and part it right in the center. And that looks a little crooked. You want to make sure it's nice and straight. And it's better to do this, you can probably see, before you curl your hair, because, you know, if you normally part on one side, your hair's going to fight with you. And if you part it and then curl it, the curl will kind of help it to stay where you want it. The other thing is, when you move your part, wherever the light side of your part used to be, it's going to have more volume. It's kind of hard to see, but this side has more volume for me because, you know, this hair is used to laying in this direction. It's kind of trained to lay that way, whereas this hair is kind of not used to laying this way. It's going to stick up a little bit more. But you can overcome that a little bit if you do it before you curl it. Anyway, you can take a little section up front, sort of where your bangs are, and do a little pin curl. It's kind of almost like a mini victory roll. And I would leave it a little loose right here, just so you have a little bit of volume. And put that flat against your head. And pin it. And do the same thing. Try to make it pretty even on this side. Try to make your curls about the same size and in the same place, which can be tricky. And then just shape your curls however you want. You can leave them kind of messy. You could do a more rolled look. You can see mine are starting to fall out because I didn't leave the hot rollers to warm up as long as I should have before I put them in. I was in kind of a hurry. So I should have left them in my hair longer to kind of make up for that, but you get the idea. Got these cute little curls right up here. You can see them. And I think this is fun for sort of like the Juliet style of hat. And it just fits right on the top. I think that looks cute. Like I said, I wouldn't normally do a center part, but for this kind of hat, I think it looks really cute, especially since it has the two little bows. It's very symmetrical and everything. So there's that style. And last thing that I want to show you is kind of a more off the face look. So I'm just going to take the center section where my bangs are and try to make it pretty even, kind of a U-shaped section, and just going to brush the hair away from that. I don't know if you can see this, but I had a little accident and I have a very short piece of hair that I accidentally trimmed when I was cutting my clip-in bangs. So yeah, I'm waiting for that to grow out. But anyway, I can kind of blend it in. So for you girls that have short bangs, you know that you can blend them in with the rest of your hair. Anyway, I'm just giving this a quick tease. Mostly at the roots. Smooth it out a little. And I'm going to kind of aim it over here. And I'm going to start to form a pin curl. I told you, I can't get enough pin curls. And this is kind of a suicide roll. Once you get it formed, go ahead and pin it. Like that. Give it a spray. This is a little more tame than sort of the very rockabilly suicide roll. And I've let it kind of droop down onto my forehead a little, which is fine. As long as it feels secure. It might need another pin if you were going to leave it. So this can work with a bunch of different hats, but I think it's kind of fun with sort of a beret type hat. This one happens to have a bow on it. But I can kind of put the beret to the side and let the curl sit right here in front of the little bow. I think that's kind of fun. You can smooth out your curls again. Make sure that stays in place. It's kind of cute. And almost any sort of loose curled style that doesn't have a really tall bit at the front will work nicely for a fascinator with a veil. And I happen to have this bright yellow one. And you might want to secure your bangs so they're not in your face. And you could also do a little curl on the side like that. That's kind of fun. I like this one because it has the little chenille dots on the veil. I am a sucker for the chenille dots. And lastly, if you have sort of a more complicated like 40s style hat, some of those were really over the top, crazy, and you know, really any decade I'm sure has had crazy hats. You can do a little bit more with your hair to sort of match it. And I like to do something that I do quite a bit. Which is sort of some kind of pin curl in the front for my bangs. And then a quick victory roll behind it. And I like to part on the side even when I'm doing a victory roll. If you have trouble with them, a little teasing will help secure them. And it always helps to have your hair curled first. You can do them with straight hair, but it's harder. And then on this side, just section off a piece from the top of your ear, like you're gonna make another victory roll. Up to your part. Twist it. Hold it down. Grab one of your combs. Push it forward. Shape your curls a little bit. And place your hat. So this one's really asymmetrical and has these fun little things that stick up. Oh, you can't see it so tall. And I don't really bother with much on this side of my hair because it's covered. But this side you can see a lot of, so I like it to be a little more complicated. have a little bit more interest to kind of go with the interest in the hat. And it just balances everything out, and I think it looks really fun. I love this hat. My mom actually made it for me. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope that it gave you some ideas for styles to wear with your vintage or vintage inspired hats. You know, obviously these aren't prescriptions for you have to wear this hairstyle with this kind of hat or anything like that. I just want to give you some ideas because I know it was hard for me to decide what hairstyles to wear with hats when I first started dressing vintage and everything like that. So I just wanted to give you some ideas. I hope you liked it. If there's anything else you want to see, please let me know in the comment section. And you can follow me on Instagram at autumnpinup. You can ask me questions there if you'd rather. But let me know what you thought, and please subscribe, thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!